It's just another part of me. Yo! Hey, what's going on?
I thought Jameson was the singer here. What
Yeah,
do you
give me
think?
something. Give me something.
I gave you something.
Give
What
me
more do you
something.
want?
One, you're like a dream car. Come on, man. Come on, man. What's the deal?
It's undeniable. That's all you get. That's all you get.
Yes.
Ooh, let me get my panties off.
Whoa, hey, what are we talking about here? What's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
I'm so excited.
The Jason Giambi panties. The cheetah panties.
Yo, we got the gunner from Touching Tips. What's going on,
Aw,
baby?
my man.
What's going on, baby?
Nothing.
Let me hear something. Come on.
What, you want me to hit you with the super bad? These eyes.
Yo, as you can
These
see,
eyes.
I'm about to pass out.
We can't have the superhero Steel passing
I
out
said,
on
I'm
the
about to
on the
pass
show.
out. I'm so excited. Y'all see what the F is going on. We got a full house. We got the... I'm about to swear. Let me calm down. We got the UFC expert in the building. Jamie, what's goody, man?
What's up? How are we doing?
What you talking about, man?
Should we
What's going on?
break into it now?
Nah, what's going on with you?
Not too much. A lot of work. Little poker here and there.
Poker?
Yeah.
You making money?
Try to. Yeah.
You up or you down?
Oh, I'm up.
Really? Are you just saying that or you really?
I keep track.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
How's the mail business?
Booming. Especially today, day after a holiday.
This
It's
time of the
very
year
busy.
should be
Yeah.
ramping up, right?
Yeah. Packages.
Then
coming
why'd you
through.
abandon your boys? And why you here?
Natural day off. It worked out perfectly. Glad to be here.
What's up with the man over here from Touching Tips?
Yo, I'm just working, bro. We got a touch and tip session later on today.
What's going on?
We
How
can
you
walk
doing,
over
man?
there right now.
How's that doing? How's everything going?
It's doing all right. I got to sit down with my boy and learn how to edit a little better and get
Yeah.
that interface popping.
I'm sorry, man. I just been busy running around. You know I got you. It basically, for me, you gotta learn like software.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Different kinds of software.
Bro, we're all busy. There's nothing
You know
to
how
be
that
sorry
is.
about. Yeah.
Um,
We're just over there to say, you know what? It's probably more of an audio thing that people are listening to in the background anyway.
Anyway,
so
they're
it's
not
like
really
just
looking
get
at
the
the visual.
content out there.
I agree,
You know,
I agree.
and develop the
agree.
visuals as you move along and get a little more free time.
110%.
So,
You're absolutely right.
but
But,
I've been
go
working
ahead.
6 days a week again for like the last month. It's like that's what I signed up for now. I work 6 days a week. I only got Tuesdays off,
Boom.
and it's like it's not hard to convince me to work at the airport on Tuesday morning. It's like
It's easy money.
Yeah, and it's like you go in for 4:30 and you're home by 1:30. So it's like to me, it's like if I beat my wife home, it's like I'm still got the night off essentially. You know what I mean? So
How's Rambo? Roxy and Rambo?
yeah, you remember them all, man. They're
How they
chilling.
doing?
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Are they excited for the holiday season?
Nah, not really, bro. Because the way the airport is, it's all like union, seniority, holidays come down to seniority and stuff. So that's like the big issue in my life right now is trying to figure out, do I got to work on Christmas?
Okay.
How we planning that trip?
Boom.
We go down and see the in-laws every year, you know.
Where they
so
at? Where
Outer
they?
Banks in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a
Christmas trip.
12 to 14-hour drive with the dogs. But it's really looking like it's like I'm going to drive down there with the lady, fly back to work on Christmas, fly back down, and then drive back with the lady when the trip's all over. So that's what it's looking like right now. We'll see if I can find some way to navigate
It'll
through
be a
it.
little crazy.
Yeah.
You look
Last
at-
time I could just pay my way out of it.
What do you mean?
I just
Pay
paid.
someone to
I just
work.
paid somebody to work
Okay,
for me.
okay,
But the
okay,
girl
okay.
that I paid for me last time, she came up the last time they did the schedules.
Of course.
So it's like she don't care about the bread anymore. She's making more money than
She's
she can
making
spend.
more
yeah,
than,
so.
yeah. And then there's
What's up?
my right hand man
Yeah.
sniping off the roof. What's going on with you, Daddy?
Nothing. I want to welcome these guys to the Our Spot. This is the first time, right? Either of you guys been in?
Yeah.
I've not been here.
Have you
before.
been in here before?
How long has this place been called Our Spot?
It just changed the name this
Yeah,
year,
all right.
but it's the same owners as it was previously TO's.
Yeah. I think my friend Ricardo used to bartend.
Yeah,
here a few years back.
It's a dope spot, man. They keep it going. They let me come in here
Yeah.
and act a damn fool. You know what I mean?
It definitely
So,
looks like a good spot to come
that's
through
a
and watch
plus.
the game. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how far the pano's set up, but good TVs. They got a nice little comment bar set up.
Got a lot of specials.
What's the specials?
You want me to tell you the specials?
Let me know
I'll
the
tell you the
specials,
specials.
Daddy. Come
They
on.
got the 75-cent wings,
Okay.
but you got to get 10.
10 minimum.
11 different flavors, I think. Rubs flavors.
11 different flavors.
Pot stickers, $7. Pretzel sticks, $7. Spinach dip, tater cakes, all $7. $8 nachos, $10 empanadas.
But that's during the game, though, right?
Yeah.
That stuff. So you got to come through during the game, Sunday, Monday, Thursday nights.
Check out
And
their
you get the special
website, their Facebook page.
Website, Facebook. They got it all. Okay. Now that we got the particulars out of the way, what
Yeah.
we talking about?
Episode
going-
61. That's
What's
what
61?
we're talking about.
What's 61?
It's tough sledding these. Trying to find people.
We were beefing about 61. Who'd you say?
I found Bill George, who was a
Yes.
Chicago Bears nose guard from
Okay.
many, many years ago, who was an 8-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Super Bowl winner.
And who are you saying, P?
I'm going with someone that's in the last 40 years that someone knows. Nate Newton from the Dallas Cowboys.
Nate Newton.
My man who
Is he one that did the fumble? No, what did
No.
he do?
No,
Did
that
he
was
not-
Leon. That was
Leon
Leon.
That
Lett.
was Leon Lett.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
that
I
wasn't a
remember.
fumble, that was a blocked
He like
field
blocked
goal.
it and then tried to. It was
He
the
tried to
Miami.
recover it when everybody was telling him leave it
Leave it
alone.
alone. Yes.
Yeah.
So
He was-
Nate Newton.
His heart was in the right place.
How come I
Nate
can see
Newton.
this dude's face though? Nate Newton. I can see his face.
Yeah, you can see that Madden used to talk about his combinations all around his stomach.
Oh,
But
my
that was a dude that got nailed after football with 213 pounds of marijuana.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Who did?
Nate.
He did?
It wasn't Bill George, I'll tell you that.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm voting for Nate Newton.
So
He's a cowboy, though, so
So
it makes
Nate
it tough.
got caught with two women in a van with 213 pounds. He got out on bond,
Yeah.
and a couple of weeks later, he got nailed with 175 pounds of weed.
Well, you know.
He said he could make 75 grand a trip. Wow. So that's why
If you're an NFL player, why would you continue doing that?
he wasn't. That was I don't know.
After he was done?
Yeah, bro. When did he play?
In the
Oh, my
90s.
goodness.
Probably he didn't make enough money
So
to
he was
sustain.
still trying to make that paper.
He said he was very competitive,
Dude, there's no way.
so he wanted to be the best dealer he could be.
There's no way that there's not active drug dealers in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
there's
we're
no
not-
way that there's not like the dude in the locker room that's breaking weight down and supplying.
Were we
the team.
saying that there wasn't? Was
No.
anybody saying that?
No.
No.
Well, I'm just saying, like, don't be surprised when
I'm
it,
not
like
surprised.
Sam Hurd's another one. You know, there's
I'm
Is
not
it
surprised.
another cowboy connection? I don't know what that says.
If anything, I'm surprised that the NFL hasn't sooner. Like they have to get on. You have to get on board with this. Like they try to fight it for so long. They try to fight it. Just let it ride, man.
So you want the NFL to start throwing some weight around, start dealing? what are you saying?
That's what
Like-
it's coming to.
Like
I mean-
under 200 pounds, or
I don't know, man.
I mean, didn't Sean Payton get in trouble for like
Yo.
moving Percocets out of the
It's
shit?
everywhere,
Like,
man. It's just it is what it is. You're gonna have to change sooner or later, especially with the weed thing. They already, you know what I mean?
they already ruined like 5 guys' careers on this.
It's a freight train. And what about exactly? What
Gordon.
about
Yeah.
the dudes prior? And now it's okay. How are you still looking at those guys that
Right.
got in trouble for it? But anyway, we're gonna do the damn thing. I'm appreciating you guys coming through. There's only one problem I have, and that's that Patriot shirt over there. What's going on, Daddy?
I mean, they look pretty good.
Both got it going.
Nah,
on
I'm
over
not,
here.
this guy too.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
That Patriots
Explain
defense,
to
though,
me.
that Patriots defense looked pretty elite.
How you feeling?
Against Caleb Williams. Listen,
I mean, number 1 pick, he's supposed to be doing
Caleb
something.
Williams is a duff. You know he's a duff. He's not the guy.
I disagree.
What? Yeah?
I think he's set up to fail right now with the current head coach and
I'll give you
recently
that.
fired
I'll give you
offensive
that.
coordinator. So obviously, upper management has seen enough to realize
If
they're
he's
setting
in a
him up
better
for failure.
situation, is he doing better?
That's
Yes.
always the case in
You
the
think
NFL.
Caleb Williams is?
Yes.
It's
Justin
always
Fields
it's always
did
who
better
you're
in a worse
surrounded by.
situation.
Like, let me give you an example real quick. Darnell Mooney, they let him walk. He's turned out to be pretty good in Atlanta, And instead of keeping him for less money for $13 million a year, they decided to give up a 4th-round pick for washed Keenan Allen for $18 million a year. That's how the Chicago Bears operate at the game of football, and that's why they'll always struggle.
They've been a Bermuda Triangle for offensive players for like their entirety. You know what I mean? Like what's like the most career receiving yards that a Bears guy has, of career passing yards? Like they fail in comparison to like all the other teams.
Who was the guy there? Was it Cutler? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cutler was,
He was the guy there, right?
he was a guy mostly
How
before,
long ago was that?
mid-2000s.
So you're saying
2005.
Before that, it was probably McMahon.
you got to go all the way back.
I just think it's tough, dude.
Rex Grossman.
You don't get it. I don't think the supporting cast gets enough credit in the NFL.
What do you mean, like the coaching?
Everything, coaches, the locker room attend, like everything, man. It is fully like a
GM.
total team operation of things going on. It's like you're blessed to be on a team that like has it together, has the people in the right place, like the work ethic in the right place. All the underling guys going crazy, like.
I don't know,
Like-
but some dudes are just not the dude.
And I
Caleb Williams, it doesn't seem like the guy.
I mean,
that
dude, I said it on this podcast before.
Go
If
ahead.
you're drafting a quarterback that paints his fucking nails,
Thank
you're gonna lose.
Thank you.
You're gonna lose.
Thank you.
Like,
I'm rocking with you on that.
I'm sorry. Like, that's not a
And you're in the
that's
stands
not a
with your
leader
mo-
of
with
men.
your mommy
Like,
talking about, I want to go home and watch 90210.
oh yeah, he did say that. He wanted to go cry with his mom or something.
Really?
Like,
I can't rock with that. But go ahead. I see
I
you
don't know.
burning up.
I don't know. I just look at the talent. Like, I'll let the fingernails be a separate issue, and if
All right.
I don't let that be part of my process when evaluating who the best
We can talk
quarterback
more
is.
about his Kerman, his coach, because I had this thing about coaches that should be fired.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
let's
yeah.
hold on. We're going to
We
take
got a lot.
quick. As you can see, man, we
We're
got
ready
a
to
full
go.
house. Everybody's throwing shots. And I'm like the Matrix. I'm trying to be Neo over here. We're going to take a quick break. 61, what's it? Nate Newton.
Nate Newton.
And we're back, and we're here to talk a little UFC 309,
309.
Madison Square Garden, main event, Stipe Miocic versus the current champion of the heavyweight division, John Bones Jones. Wow. Been a long time coming. This fight was supposed to happen last year, but John Jones in training camp tore his pectoral muscle, and they basically had to postpone this fight for nearly a year.
Yeah.
So here we are. Stipe Miocic hasn't fought in 3 years, is a part-time firefighter in Ohio on the side, so keeping busy, so that's good. But to break down this fight, I don't see how John Jones loses. He's the last fight the only other fight he had at heavyweight was against Cyril Gane, where he dominated him and submitted him within 3 minutes.
Is that the dude from is he from
the
France?
French
Okay.
dude
Go ahead.
with the great stand-up kickboxing, but no
Yeah.
ground game, no submission, no wrestling.
Okay.
And Jones submitted him fairly quickly. Stipe has elite wrestling and can fight on the ground very well, but Jones is just a monster. And at this point of his career, he's taking fights to keep his legacy intact. So
The Stipe cat.
No, John Jones.
John Jones,
That's why he
okay.
wants to fight Stipe, because he's been on the shelf for 3 years.
Okay.
Thinks he's got a good shot, and there's a good chance that after he wins, he retires. There's a fair shot of that.
John Jones is walking away after this fight, you're saying.
Yeah. As
What if he loses?
Probably still, right?
I don't see him walking away
heard,
if he loses.
I've heard talk about him wanting to fight Alex Pereira, but I just think it's all smokescreen. If he loses,
He's too
that would
big
be-
for him, isn't he? How much is Alex Pereira? What weight class?
he's the champion at light heavyweight. He can get up to like 230, 235, but yeah, John Jones took like a year to go from 205 to
He went up.
255, and he's huge.
He
yeah.
looks ridiculous
Yeah,
now.
he's
But he
thick.
can. You think he can come down and fight this guy?
No, Pereira would come up to him at
Oh,
heavyweight.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but I like John Jones to pretty much steamroll him, whether it's wrestling on the ground, submitting, or whether he drags it out a little bit. Maybe a decision, but I have a feeling he ground and pounds him on the ground eventually, like round 3-ish. So it'll be a good fight. And then we have the co-main event:
Who?
Michael Chandler versus Charles do Bronx Oliveira.
Okay.
who
Educate me.
Charles Oliveira, former lightweight champion, is insane on the ground. A bunch of submissions. I believe he has like 7 rear naked choke finishes. Insane. And Michael Chandler, another guy that's been on the shelf for a couple years because he was the one that was supposed to fight Conor McGregor all this time. And it kept getting postponed.
You think Conor didn't want the smoke, or?
For a while, yes. I also think he was partying and was doing illicit drugs that wouldn't let him pass tests to get back into the UFC. So when he was finally ready to fight, he did break his toe, and that's why that fight didn't happen back in June, unfortunately, because I think he did want to fight him then.
Is Conor even relevant still? He's not. He's not.
As a guy that can become champion, no. In the UFC, he'll always be relevant.
Name recognition, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I feel like the O'Malley cat kind of took the torch from him. No?
And then he got smothered and dominated.
I saw that.
In
Wow.
at the Sphere. So I think he took a step back. But no, Conor, with what he's done, because he took the boxing fight against Mayweather, with the yachts, with all the social media stuff he does, with all the craziness
he's
he
on
does.
to bigger and better things.
The movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, he does a lot, so he keeps
Yeah.
busy.
He's
and
good.
His extracurricular stuff he does too. So yeah, so he's a busy man. But
All right, I'm getting carried away. Who
My
you got in the fight? Then this.
I think Oliveira gets another rear naked choke win on the ground. Wow. And he has power too. Like he can, and so does Chandler. They both can stand and bang and can throw shots left and right. But if Oliveira's smart, and I know he is, he's going to eventually. And Chandler's great at wrestling too. I don't want to besmirch him there, but there's levels, and Oliveira is just gonna, if he gets to his back, it's a wrap. And I think he submits him round 1, round 2.
Wow.
Yeah. So I really like Oliveira by
Do
submission.
you get all of these fights? You get them? You purchase them?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm
no
in.
joke with
I'm
this,
watching.
man.
If I'm not purchasing them, I'm watching them somewhere with some friends. I break them down. I'll write notes during the fight. I'm into it. Yeah.
What else you got, baby? Come on, give me something else. Let's talk about the last one, the prediction that you
Oh,
made.
okay.
I don't think
So,
that prediction
I was
came
wrong.
through.
I was wrong.
Who did you pick?
So I picked an upset. I picked Roundtree over Pereira.
And it didn't happen.
It did not. So, not to say I was right, but going into round 4 on the judges'
He
scorecards,
was winning.
Roundtree was up 2-1
Yeah.
on 2 of the 3 scorecards. But if you watch the fight, Pereira basically, he fought the most patient, smartest fight I've ever seen. Because he respected his power. He's a legit kickboxer.
Boom.
But he kept him at range, figured out his timing, figured out the distance, let him tire himself out a bit because he throws 100% all the time. And then by round 4, he started catching him in the stomach and the face. And it got to the point where Pereira knew he was a wounded animal and basically put him out to pasture at the end of round 4. And I'll give Roundtree a lot of credit. He takes a beating because he was...
I seen his face.
Yeah.
It
he
looked
took
crazy.
A beating, and he's tough. But Pereira showed why he was the rightful favorite that night.
What happened with the chicks? Was the Pena chick on that card?
She was. I was right about that. She did win.
Yo, she is sexy, son. I'm trying to tell
Yeah.
you, B. I saw her, when you see them fighting, it's different.
Yeah.
But when I saw her, in an interview, I was like, yo.
Yeah. No, I know.
And she could rumble.
Mackenzie Dern is one you should look up if you're...
She's a baddie, son. I was
Yeah.
like, yo. I was like, is this the same chick?
And that was a very close fight, too.
Yeah.
Some say it was a robbery.
Yeah.
It all came down to round 1 because all the other judges' scorecards agreed on who won the other rounds 2 through 5.
Yeah.
Round 1 was very close, but 2 judges had Pena winning round 1, and that's why she won by
That's
split
how she
decision.
won.
Yeah. So
Well, there you have it. We got the UFC expert. P, what you got on deck, baby? Come on,
Nah.
baby. Come on.
NBA is about 12 games in.
Ooh,
We got an undefeated team, and it's not the Boston Celtics.
love to talk about that.
What's going on?
Cleveland
Let me hear
Cavaliers are
something.
12-0.
That's a suspect.
Now
12
after
That's
they're
a
12-0.
suspect 12-0. Stop it.
just like the Kansas City Chiefs.
No,
Suspect.
that's not a suspect.
Yeah.
That's-
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
That's not a suspect. Go ahead. My
yo,
man's meditating. Go ahead. I know he's
We'll get into
burning
that.
up.
When I-
Go ahead, Daddy. Let
Yo,
me hear
whenever you talk to last week, we were talking about Golden State because the Celtics going, and I'm like, the Golden State gives them problems, and you're like, no.
I
Man,
know.
they lost
so
to
you're
Golden
saying
State.
that I'm the guy?
You're
I
like
got
a
that
jinx.
kind of.
You're
You're
like a
saying I
jinx.
got that kind of
Because
power.
the show before, he's like, I don't see who's going to beat the Celtics.
All right.
The next night, the Celtics lost.
All right, so you're saying I got that kind of power.
Apparently.
All right, P, you're a bum. What's gonna happen?
Ta-da.
Tomorrow you're gonna hit the
I'm
Mega
gonna be
Millions.
almost, yep.
Get out of
Bastard.
here.
This dude's gonna be on the next show collecting unemployment.
No, that would mean that I'm right.
Next week,
Yeah.
you go, Pete, what's been up with you? Well, I got fired, got thrown out of the
No,
house.
you're
and
saying
I'm
no.
living at the YMCA.
He said that whatever I say, the opposite happens. I just said he's a bum. So tomorrow, what should happen? He should
about
hit
to
the
win $300
lottery.
million.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
Remember who your boy is.
Yeah.
On the Cavaliers, real quick, I did
Go ahead.
bet, that was one of my bigger bets before the season, over 48.5 regular season wins, because I just thought the East is very weak this year, and the Cavs kind of putting it together. They kind of quietly have a really good team, and Donovan Mitchell is probably the most underrated superstar we have in the league. So that's a legit team. They're probably going to win like mid-50s. For,
Yeah, bro, you're quarter of the way there already.
yeah,
What is
that's
that?
what I mean.
Okay, but here, what does that mean?
For seedings for the playoffs, if you're a 1 seed, you get the home games,
Keep
game
going.
7.
What does that mean? You still have to deal with Beantown. You still have to deal with that squad.
I'd still rather be 12-0 than 0-12, though.
Yeah.
You know,
The good thing for the Celtics is even though they've been down Porzingis, they were down Brown for a few games, they're still winning.
I respect the Celtics because they I almost feel like they play games where they're missing a guy. Like Jaylen Brown's missed a game here and there.
They're always
Porzingis.
missing like a piece.
And they're just like, all right, Pritchard, this is your night. All right, Tatum, time to take
somebody
someone
fills in
random
the
takes
piece.
All right, Derek White, your
Right,
turn
yeah.
to step up. Yeah, like they just are
Somebody
so
And
solid.
then
fills
this
in the
kid
piece.
Cueto now, this
Oh,
the
Keita,
center.
the
Yeah,
the Portuguese dude. Yeah, blocking shots, playing
he-
good defense.
he started a couple of games and he was legit.
Him and Luke Cornett are holding it down at the center position, so
It's-
Horford doesn't have to
They're
get crushed.
better than they were last year
Really?
because their bench is that much
Okay,
deeper.
is the league better?
in the West. They are.
Yeah.
You think the West is?
The West is stacked.
So that's going to be a bloodbath coming out of there, you're saying?
I could see Memphis missing the playoffs with John Morant, which is crazy. Wow. Houston Rockets are really good. Like, that's Ime Udoka, remember, former Celtic great head coach?
Yeah.
I
He's
like
coaching
Ime.
up
I
those
like
Rockets.
Ime. I like
That's a
Ime.
gr- that's a
I
good
always
young
liked
team.
Ime. I always
That
liked him.
guy's
But the
I
Sixers
miss
are
him,
2-7. The Milwaukee Bucks are 2-7. The East is weak.
yeah. This is the
That's what
Knicks,
you're going by?
Cavs,
Is the record?
Celtics.
You don't think they're going to pull it together?
I'm just saying the East it seems weaker right now, and the Celtics just seem like a better team than they were last year. They're deeper.
I'll give Philly a slight pass. They have not played one game together with Embiid, George, and Maxey all together.
No.
It feels like the Nets when they had Harden, Kyrie.
Yeah, you never
They,
seen them
they
together.
never played, and
You
Durant, they
seen
never
them
played together. So I got to see them all three together, but we know Philly, the 76ers in the playoffs.
Sorry.
They're
we
choke
do.
artists.
We do.
Once it's round 2, they're out.
How you going to realize?
Because I know I'm going
is
to get
what it
shit later
is.
when we get to football, so I'm going to take my shots now.
We know how it goes.
All right. So who's the squad? Celtics? No? You're going to say Cavs.
Celtics are the team to beat, of course,
So why are we talking about Cleveland 12-0?
because that's impressive.
It's
It's a feel-good story.
They're good. They're a threat. They're definitely a threat.
You think they are?
Yeah. They could play the Celtics tough, but again, once Porzingis comes back, if everybody's healthy, that's a strong.
We'll
That's
see.
just a really strong. The Celtics, like Paul said, I think they're probably better this year than last year. More continuity, more time together. Keita, Cornette, like they're just. If a guy's out, if two guys are out, I still think they're one of the best teams. It's crazy.
They're dirty.
Yeah.
We'll see. I hate
I don't
it, but
even,
we'll
the
see.
NBA doesn't even matter until like the trade deadline.
When's that? April?
I don't even know.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
It's like
It's
you know
around.
what I mean?
It's around
like,
Valentine's
we're,
Day.
wa-
It's
we're
around
watching
Valentine's
like
Day,
we're watching
trade
like the
deadline.
preseason dust shake off.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
agree.
you guys said, not any one team has had full continuity yet. You know, everybody's still getting to know each other. I just think, I don't know.
Can I bring
You
up
haven't seen anything yet.
Can I bring up one team in the West real quick, though? Phoenix Suns look really good.
Is that Kevin Durant and Booker?
Durant still got it. Booker still got it.
The Slim Reaper? Is that what they call him?
And people, we were talking about coaching earlier. Mike Budenholzer is the perfect coach for them. He is an offensive genius. Like, they have a point guard finally in Tyus Jones, which they didn't have last year, which is why they struggled. Because as much as I love Booker and Durant, they're not guys that can run the team. They're
Are
not
they
designed that way.
beating? Are they beating Dallas?
Yes.
7 games.
Yes.
Are they beating Golden State 7 games?
Yes. Golden State's kind of fraudulent right
Are
now.
they beating?
I don't trust
Are
Golden
they
State.
beating the Nuggets 7 games?
Yes.
Minnesota 7 games.
Right now, yes.
Okay.
Phoenix is good.
Okay.
I think Dallas
This
takes...
is recorded. I just
Yeah,
want to
right,
let you guys know.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these
I
teams.
do go back and be
Yeah.
like,
We left the last NBA season with me rooting for Phoenix.
I
so.
always check myself first too. I'm like, you're an idiot. How dare you say that? Okay.
I worry about the Nuggets because their lack of depth. Like, Jokic is just having to do too much right now.
Yeah, he's taking a beating.
Dallas, I love Luka, but how long can that go on with Luka and Kyrie?
Yeah.
And then is PJ Washington gonna just hit every corner three for the rest of his life?
no.
Like, no.
No.
So that's the thing. Minnesota takes a step back without Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, I think so.
So
They got jammed up in that.
yeah, so it's
I don't
kind of,
think they
and
should
we
ever
talked
did
about that
that.
trade when that went down.
Yeah, they should
last
have
time I
never
was
did
on.
that.
So
But-
it's just, I just think this is the time where, like, Durant went to Phoenix for a reason to, like, win a title. The team's set up well to do so. They have the coach, they have the players. If everybody's healthy, this is the time.
Phoenix.
We'll see at the end of the year who's healthy.
Yeah,
Right now,
exactly. Health is a big part of it, obviously.
I rock with
and that's
that.
why I like the Celtics, because even when they get guys down,
They
they have enough depth.
complimentary fill-in pieces. I rock with that.
Yeah.
What else you got, Daddy?
Bruins the other night played Ottawa.
How are they doing this year?
They're,
Eh,
500?
500.
Maybe?
They're not a great team. They're not a great team.
Coming off the last 2 seasons, though.
But they've lost what? Krejci. They lost Bergeron. You know what I mean? Marchand's getting older.
And these dudes have been there since when? I
Oh,
feel like the
forever.
names that you're naming off. Even,
Yeah.
And I'm not a hockey guy, but I'm like, I remember that guy.
Yep.
Marchand's still solid, though.
He's still solid, but he's
Yeah,
getting
he's
up there
getting
now.
up there.
He's an elder statesman in the NHL now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
it was cool about that game. It was Olmark against Swayman, the guy they traded
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
But neither of them are doing good this year.
Swayman got paid and now kind of taking a back seat to the
I'm-
way he was playing.
I'm giving him a little time to get going because he did miss any kind of training, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Swayman's 4-5 with
Goals against
Eight-
are high.
goals against a 3.13.
That's not good.
Olmark is 3-4 with a 2.87 goals against.
Yeah.
But the other night he did give up 3 goals, but he had 31 shots on him, Swayman.
Yeah.
Where Olmark got like 16 shots against him, and he gave
Yeah.
up 2 goals. So
It's true.
So
They-
who's getting fired?
nah.
No,
Dude, it doesn't.
nobody?
They need to fire the owner, bro.
Okay.
The Bruins are notoriously cheap.
Well, that's
They
all
suck.
Boston squads.
They every single one of them except for
Not
the
the
Celtics.
Celtics,
right now.
not the Celtics.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
I'll give you
didn't
Celtics.
didn't the
Celtics are
owner
luxury
just put the
tax
team up for sale, right? He wants to get out of paying all
Celtics,
these luxury
right? Was it
taxes down
Celtics?
the way. Yeah,
Yes,
so
he
he's
did,
being a
he
cheap
did.
bastard too. He put
He
the team
did.
together, and now he wants to get out of it. So
I think he looks at it more of like a business perspective. Like
I think so,
he
too.
get 15x on his money.
Part
from
of
part
Yeah.
of the
purchase.
problem is the Celtics don't own their own stadium too.
yeah,
So,
wow.
and these are the factors.
they're
He's
renting
like,
from the Bruins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Are they?
believe so. I
I
believe the
think, yeah,
Bruins own
yeah.
TD Garden.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they don't own it.
So
Wow.
and the owners
So and that makes it even worse. The Bruins are getting the rent from the Celtics, and they don't want to spend any money on the team.
Wow.
Like, name me a time that the Bruins have ever made a trade that isn't like a 1-year rental. Like they add to the team, like if they think that they can make a deep playoff run, but they never go out and get a guy from a team that's rebuilding that's on like a 4-year deal already.
the last
you
one
know,
I can
it-
think of is like Mark Recchi,
Yeah, like it's always
and he
it's
was
always
good.
like-
He helped us win a title. So
It's
I'll
always giving up
respect it.
future draft capital for a guy that's not going to be there next year, and then you end up blowing it in like a heart drenching type of way. You know, like I don't know. It's tough. It's tough rooting for the Bruins.
Well,
They make you sad.
I still will though. I'll go to some games this year. I'll be
I
happy.
can tell you still rooting for the Patriots.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Drake May's the future. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? He's
Is
the
he?
best quarterback in the whole draft
I mean,
class.
I still.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
still on J.J.
That's
McCarthy.
debatable too. I can't. The only thing is the Jaden Daniels cat. That's the only
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
I'll have to. But everybody else,
Hey,
you might be right.
I was big on J.J. McCarthy. Watch out.
You think so?
Yeah. Hey,
We'll see.
Sam Darnold turning into a pumpkin finally
we'll
starting
see.
to come to starting to happen too. So
Go ahead, P. What else you got, Daddy?
I don't know what else you want to go. If you want to talk the coaches, the NFL, and then we'll take a break and get back into the actual
You want to
games.
talk about the
yeah,
coaches
love that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
right now? Or
Yeah, might as well.
after? Go
Who's
ahead.
getting fired?
Do you
Let's
think-
go. I know you got a
Do you
list.
think-
You got a list. You got a
Who's
list.
getting it?
Do you think Dayball?
The 4 coaches, I would say,
I want to. Yeah.
Who's the first one?
Dayball,
Oh,
Eberflus from the Bears,
he's
Eberflus.
my number one.
McCarthy.
Yo, how is he not number one out of your mouth?
I'm not saying these are the 4.
All right.
And
right.
Doug Peterson from the
Dougie P.
Jags.
These are all good names.
Those are the 4.
Although I love Dayball, I think he's been railroaded by Daniel Jones being so awful
Yo,
and being stuck with
He
him.
come back to the Patriots so some other team pays his salary. That's what we do.
Did you
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
what
well,
Adam
take him back.
Schefter said
I want him
today?
as an offensive coordinator.
Did you guys hear what Adam Schefter said?
What'd he say?
He said that he thinks that Daniel Jones won't take another snap for the Giants.
Oh, you heard about the injury thing?
No, but
Oh.
I think Dayball's good. They're saying that Dayball might just bench him.
So, do you
That's
remember?
what I heard.
Do you remember the Derek Carr benching at the end of the
Yeah,
Raiders?
yeah.
Daniel Jones is guaranteed $23
He
million
has some kind of injury thing or
if he
something.
gets hurt.
That it was
They'd be on
something.
the hook.
He'd be guaranteed for $23 million
Yeah,
March.
so they're impromptu, some kind of
I'd do
sneaky
it. I'd
back
bench
way
him.
D. So
Problem is Drew Lock is also terrible.
the,
but-
No, but you don't want to win at this point. It's
Oh
over.
yeah.
So
you want Cam Ward? Yeah.
yeah.
But I think Dayball is spearheading this, trying to save himself.
So-
I think somehow. So he's gonna bench the Jones cat, or maybe fake some kind of injury or something. Put is it Luck, whatever his name
Drew
is.
Lock.
Drew
yeah.
Lock.
He's gonna come in. I don't think they're gonna take a quarterback next year.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
Oh, 100%.
You have
I don't think they will.
If you got a
I don't
draft
think they
pick that
will.
high and you get your choice, you have to.
I don't think they will.
They have to. Why? Well, how else do they get a quarterback?
Where you gonna go
that's the
roll
only
with
way to
Dan
get around
DeVito
the
next
money.
year?
They would.
You gotta have a rookie.
They're
a
gonna
rookie
go with
quarterback
one of
to
the
balance
one of
out.
the two dudes.
Nah, Daniel Jones will be off the team next year. They can get out of that contract fairly cheap if he's not hurt.
I don't know, but the way they were explaining it is that the Daniel Jones thing, the experiment never worked.
Yeah, they paid
It
him
never
last
worked
minute.
out for them.
They should have paid Saquon, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead. Who else getting fired?
Like I said, Eberflus, we were talking about the Bears before.
Oh,
Eberflus, I don't know how he hasn't gotten fired.
Well, they put the wheels in motion, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
coordinator
oh,
just
well,
got
the,
coordinator's
fired
the Bears
today,
never
so.
fire a coach mid-season. They've never done it in like their history. I don't think they've ever done it. So that's one thing.
But I don't know how he made it to this point.
he is a defensive, like
And they're
Guy-
good. They're good defense.
they're
but-
very good defensively.
Yeah.
So maybe that's his saving grace.
Here's
So that maybe that's why the Shane
he-
Waldron firing is a half measure. But
go ahead, P.
I just feel like when they let Justin Fields go last year, let him off the leash, he had some good games. They might not won the games, but he had some good offensive production. They have better talent than now, and they're actually worse on offense.
Are you rocking with both of these coaches? Are the reason why both of their quarterbacks aren't doing well? I'm not totally rocking with it's Dayball's fault with Daniel Jones, and I don't know if I can totally rock with Eberflus with the Caleb Williams cat.
All right, so we had Justin Fields before that. He's been there for a few years. Like I said, I don't know how he's not going
I would
already.
even argue that Eberflus probably wanted to keep the Fields cat. The ownership was the ones that were smoking all the Caleb Williams stuff, because Caleb Williams didn't come out his junior year when he probably could have came out. He stayed his senior year.
Yeah.
So they were sitting there like licking their chops saying, no matter what happens, we're taking that guy. And I think Caleb Williams, his senior year, you seen who he really was in college.
Yeah,
That's
he
my
took a step back.
That's
Yeah.
my take on that. And they still were gung ho on taking that guy and getting rid of Fields. I don't think that was Eberflus's call.
I
don't believe
actually
that.
agree with you.
You know what
I
I'm
actually
saying?
agree with you on that.
I don't
can
think
see
that
that
was his
100%.
call on that
I could see
deal.
that.
So
I think they liked Fields. I think, yeah.
I think his coaching was, they liked the Fields cat, but it was so much pressure on taking that guy, and now it's not working out. And now the ownership, they're gonna fire the guy because it ultimately comes back to them. You have to look in the mirror.
They do this.
I don't know.
They
I
do
don't
this
know.
every 3 years with the Bears, though. They
But that-
draft a high quarterback. He fails. They fire the coach. Then the
Yeah.
quarterback goes. Then they repeat the process. Mitch Trubisky
Exactly.
going back, goes
So,
back.
so I say that to segue over to the guy that he's saying that you should have said first. McCarthy is the
yep.
same kind of deal, I feel. Jerry Jones, for whatever reason, he waits forever to pay these guys. He should have, he should have took some other complimentary pieces in the draft. Like he waits around.
No, what Jerry should have done.
Or Steven Jones, whoever.
No, it's because Jerry's been a pain in the ass lately. Listen, he should have signed Dak and signed CD earlier,
Boom.
so you can free up the money to sign a Derrick Henry. That's
Okay.
it. He keeps saying we didn't have the money. We didn't have the money. No, if you didn't dick around to the very end, right before the
Exactly.
season started, you would have been able to free up some money.
I'm totally rocking with
They
you.
would have saved money if they had done the deal sooner.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing that people don't give enough credit. Get it done, get it out of the way. So now you're thinking about other things. If you have that continuously looming and looming and looming, that's all you're thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Get it, like, take care of it. Put it. Oh, that's done. That's done. CD's done. Okay, what else do we need
Micah
to do?
Parsons, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do these things. Be diligent and do.
Well,
like,
the guys on ESPN are saying they shouldn't sign Parsons. They should trade him because they need too many pieces.
I would trade Parsons just off of how he is, man. I don't like this.
You want him out of the division because the first game back he had 2 sacks and a forced fumble on the Eagles.
I'm thinking of this for you. I'll take him in Philly. To be truly honest, I'll take him in
Obviously
Philly.
you will.
But the way that he does your team is dirty. You gotta say that. I'm just sorry.
People are asking what's more valuable in Dallas, signing Micah Parsons or getting curtains for the stadium. People
that's-
are asking.
The whole curtain thing. Jerry's being such a baby now because he's never been questioned this much as long as he's owned the Cowboys. Earlier in the season, he was threatening to fire 2 guys that were questioning him about his off-season moves, and now he's had the thing with the
Do you
curtains.
have the quote?
There's
What do you guys talk about this curtains thing? What is
well
this?
at the end zone. Now, see, you saw CD didn't even see one of the passes coming in.
It
the
would have
end
been a
zone.
touchdown to CD
okay,
Lamb.
Yeah.
It's starting to make
Son
sense.
was
now.
because
literally.
Son, I rock with CD on that, but go ahead.
No, so he says because they were talking about him. They have curtains that they could put up.
And they
To
do
block
for
the
the
sun.
they do for the concerts.
He said, by the way, he says, we know where the sun is going to be, and we decide to flip the coin or not. We do not know where the damn sun is going to be in our own stadium. He said, well, let's tear the stadium down and build another one. Are you kidding me? You spent $1.3 billion on the stadium, and you didn't know that the sun was going to be an issue.
yeah.
Because only one side has the full glass.
I see.
Before people were spending over $1 billion on
Now,
stadiums too.
Right. Now, in the old days, the Cowboys specifically, when they had the hole in the roof, they specifically planned out that the sun would be beating on the visitor's side.
They did it on purpose.
They did that on purpose. Now,
Yes.
you're not thinking at all. Jerry's just,
I think Jerry Jones is an architecture major as well. You didn't know? It's wild to me. He's just he mentioned something about the moon too. What am I supposed to know about that too?
yeah. He's totally wrong, and he's not gonna back down now.
Yeah.
He's made mistakes, and he will not admit it. But McCarthy, go back to McCarthy. He's not under the contract.
So that's just
Let him
that's
go.
just
Lame
a swap
duck.
and
Yeah,
tweak.
The only
he's
reason
done.
why I think they might not is because the next person with experience would be Zimmer, the defensive coordinator,
And
and
he's
he's got
not-
his hands full
yeah,
on the
he's-
defense
yeah,
right now,
he's-
trying to get that straight.
He's a good interim if they do fire him.
Right,
Yeah.
but
But
they're trying to
who-
get the defense straight.
Who was the other guy on the list?
Oh, your boy, Dougie
Dougie P.
Peterson.
Dougie P.
I had high
Get
hopes for that
rid
team.
of him.
Is he?
God, he's so bad.
Is he? Is it him or is it Trevor Lawrence?
It's a fair question.
That's
It's all. This
might be
whole
both.
problem stems back to Bill Belichick.
Uh-oh.
it all comes back
I
to
thought you were
the
gonna bring
Patriots.
Urban
It
Meyer
does.
into this.
No, it does
roads.
because Doug Peterson and your Philadelphia Eagles have this one day of joy that you love to celebrate, and you wouldn't have anything if Bill Belichick doesn't decide to bench Malcolm Butler and blow that Super Bowl.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So-
All right, so you gotta bring this full circle. What do you bring it in full circle for me?
I'm just taking my chance to hate on the Eagles Super Bowl run and Doug Peterson as a person.
Dougie
And-
P. So
You know what I mean?
Is that why he hasn't gotten fired yet? Because of that Super Bowl?
He's
Is that what
riding
you're
the
saying?
coattails of that Super Bowl win.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he got fired from the Eagles before. You know what I mean? They got rid of him for what? One losing season after the Super Bowl.
Carson
right,
Wentz
it was
turned
like
into
right
a dumpster
after.
fire,
It was
Yeah.
the Wentz.
Dude, it's so when we were talking about the Bears, right? I started looking this up. Like, all right, they got Justin Fields. Like, how much better could they have done if they made a different choice? Like, who else were you going to take in that draft class? It's like Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence. Like nobody has proved to be anything. Even the guys when you go down, who was the late draft steal? It's nobody.
Nobody.
You know what I mean? It's like Davis Mills, Kyle Trask, who's the backup in Tampa Bay. Like there was no other choice. Like it's so difficult to put like a GM, a head coach, a quarterback, all of your coordinators in place. Like I really do think that winning in the NFL is one of like the hardest things to do. You have to have so many people on the same page.
All the pieces.
So many people dedicated. So many people trying. Like
We talked about this last week. We looked at the last 3 years of quarterback drafts, and it was Lawrence, who's turning out to be nothing, C.J. Stroud, and Brock Purdy, and Brock was the last pick.
yeah.
So, and that's it. Everybody else besides Fields was garbage.
Yeah.
Well, are they garbage or are the systems and places that they're being inserted into, they just don't have it together? That's what I think it's more.
I don't know. I think you might have salvaged a few guys out of that if they had better systems.
There's another way of looking at this too. Like you had Fields, I think he was fairly decent. I don't think he was terrible by any
No.
stretch. Why didn't they? This is an option they could have done because Caleb Williams, obviously, we have our opinions on him currently, for rightfully so. Why not traded that number 1 pick and gotten a ton of assets to build around
Right.
Fields? That might have been the right way because
was-
Fields was already in the building, knowing the system. That probably might have been the best way to do it.
My boy Steve
but,
Costa's a big Bears fan, and I think that's the way he wanted to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this move on this show. You know what I mean? Like what they should have done at that point.
Yeah.
And
It's easy
feel like
in
most of-
retrospect, though.
I feel like most of us were on the point of like you should have kept Fields and traded the pick for future assets.
You could have got another later first rounder, and probably
two other first rounders.
at least or one and some twos.
What did Trey Lance go for? They got like 3 first round
Oh,
They
picks.
it's
were
ridiculous.
They were
right?
drinking
And
that
the same-
Kool-Aid.
but that's the same draft class.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, that was the calling price for it. And
I mean, Justin Fields right now in Pittsburgh isn't starting either, so who knows? Like, it's tough. It's tough to say.
Yeah.
That's quarterback's a difficult position to figure
And,
out.
and Russell Wilson does look better than him.
I think he fits their system well with the Pickens and now Mike Williams,
because
the go balls.
I said Pittsburgh doesn't really have a ton of talent, but Wilson's making the
He
most
opens
out
up
of
the
that.
field with the deep ball. It actually makes our offense
Yeah.
better. As much as that pains me, because I actually thought Fields was pretty good for them. But
Yeah. Well, he wasn't, but they were winning, but he definitely wasn't moving the ball.
yeah.
what did anybody see what Mike Williams said?
No.
He caught a touchdown pass
Yeah.
and like he
What did he
said
say?
something about Aaron Rodgers
What?
because Aaron Rodgers like threw him under the bus for like because
Yeah.
he lost the game on like a pick at the end, right? He
Yeah.
said Mike Williams wasn't where he was supposed to be or
Yeah.
something. So Mike Williams had to have said something about that. I just saw some blurb about him
wow.
throwing shade at Aaron Rodgers in his first game in Pittsburgh.
Also on that play, because Mike Williams he just obviously got traded. He only played 9 snaps that game. Calvin Austin got hurt like a couple plays before. He was supposed to be out there on that deep ball, not Mike Williams, who's like 8 inches shorter.
Yeah.
I don't think Calvin Austin makes the play Mike Williams does on that deep ball. That was 3rd and 9. So
Is he coming back off an injury?
who?
Mike Williams?
Yeah, he tore his ACL last
Yeah,
year.
'cause I liked
made
him
it.
for his
Yeah.
time for the Chargers.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's a good receiver. Yeah, he's a big body.
And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
They gutted that team, and that team is still doing well.
Well, they're running the
Chargers?
ball.
Chargers?
They're passing
The
more.
Chargers,
too.
Talk
right?
about coaching.
They're running
Well,
the
it's the
ball. They're keeping the
coach.
time of possession.
It's the coach.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes,
And
he is successful.
I bet every future over 8.5 wins, them to make the playoffs on the Chargers. So I'm like, Harbaugh changes everything for the better. Like you see them, they drafted Joe Alt, they have Sean Slater
Yeah.
on the other tackle. That
In the last few
They're-
weeks, they've been passing more too, and they've been successful with that.
don't be surprised if they're a Super Bowl team in 2 years. Don't be surprised.
Who, the Chargers?
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, this is what
Alright.
Harbaugh does.
All right, so we're getting carried away.
No, I don't know.
I'm saying in
Oh.
general.
You know what they do too? I'm sorry, the two Harbaugh brothers. They they recycle the same players
Yeah,
between
they
them
do.
all the
Oh,
time.
They
Gus
shuffle them.
Edwards.
Yeah,
and
like
J.K.
they have the Ravens backfield from like 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
Like they
yeah.
just sit there at Thanksgiving. They're like, you know who you should go get if I can't get him?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should get this guy. Like it's like the two of them are like
It's trade secrets, baby.
That's so funny.
So Dayball, who else? Dougie P,
Yep.
McCarthy,
And
and
Eberflus.
Eberflus. All need to be what? Fired.
Yo, all these guys, you know what a lot of these guys have in common too that we're talking about? They got like $60 million quarterbacks. Right? Trevor Lawrence paid. Dak paid. Caleb Williams through. What do you want to call that? This starting out of necessity because of where he got drafted and how
Yeah.
much you're paying
Yeah.
him, right? Like,
Wow.
And Daniel Jones got $40 million.
and Daniel Jones getting paid too.
He's
So
he's
it's
the
like,
bargain.
Yeah.
He's the
Yo,
bargain.
you know who I think the best bargain is Baker Mayfield. Like, didn't he sign like 4 years for like $100 million?
And
That's
he is that
Yep.
dude.
and he's doing good. Like they lost the last couple games on like
He's down 2
BS,
receivers.
but yeah.
It's the
And he's
biggest
still
bargain,
putting-
Russell Wilson right now.
I think Russell
That's
Wilson.
scary.
Dude, I can't get behind Russell
I
Wilson.
know, I
bro.
know,
You ever
I
hear him talk? Can you imagine having him as a coworker every day? You have to listen to fucking Russell Wilson's like just Jesus and positivity. It's like, bro, shut up,
Yeah.
shut up,
He's giving you
Mister
the- he's giving you the
Incredible or
wait till-
whatever
wait
his
till you're
name
married. Wait till you're married. Don't, hold
I'm
on.
married. What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm just saying he's giving you that speech. Son, wait till you're married.
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
younger
yeah.
guys.
Oh, when you get married, Jesus comes into play more.
No, because he waited with Kiara.
Oh,
Right?
Wait until you're married.
Yeah, wait until you're married.
So Sierra can fuck you with her cock.
No, wait, this isn't touching tips.
What do you mean? You guys don't remember that rumor about Sierra having?
No,
I remember.
I don't remember that.
Not
Episode 61.
Not her
The
goodies.
booth is on fire. We're going to take a quick break. We're coming back with P's Power Picks.
The roof is on fire.
My voice is cracking.
We back, baby.
Baby!
Episode 61.
Let's go.
Getting a little spicy and a little hot. Yo, we're coming back with the power rankings.
Go ahead.
You guys, I'm going to give us power rankings. You guys give me your opinion. All right.
You can destroy his rankings, or you can agree, or you can whatever he's gonna do. Top 10.
We're going to find out real quick at number one
This
if
is
it's
his.
right or wrong.
This is his own personal power rankings.
Are we starting at 10 or are we
Oh, yeah,
starting
start
at
at
1?
No, we
Start
start
at
at 10.
1.
Start
Start
at
at
10.
10.
Okay.
All
Go
right.
ahead, 10.
All right. Well, I'm going to give a honorable mention to Atlanta for not making it on the list. Some people want us to talk about the
I
Falcons.
know, my man, he hit me up on the comments, and he was right, but just for this week, they got smacked up. So
They
I'm
were
still,
almost. I told you last week they were
you
almost
still
on it.
got to show them love, though.
Yeah, no.
Because Curdy cut. Woo, daddy. You can't hate
I
on
understand they
him.
almost
You
made the list.
can't
If they
hate on
won, they
Curdy.
probably would have gone on it.
Yeah.
They
But
lost
they-
to Derek Carr with no wide receivers. That's pathetic.
All right, but this Atlanta's still a problem, though. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
but that was how that wasn't good.
That's interdivisional. Shit like that happens every
All
now
right.
and then. You
I
know?
rock with you.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
the Texans are off the list this week.
Really?
Oh. Whoa.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Who's on number 10?
I don't know.
Let's see, number 10, Green Bay Packers at 6-3. They didn't move anywhere. They didn't play. But
Okay.
I'm not taking them off.
That's fair. That's fair. No,
no.
they're a good team. They're a really good team.
I'll rock with that.
That's a top 10 team.
All right, number 9 was not rated last week, and we were just talking about them, the San Diego Chargers.
Let's go. Los Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles. I'm sorry.
You know,
It'll
we're
always
old
be.
school. We're
Yeah.
old school.
No, it'll
Old
always
school.
happen. Always happen.
Superchargers.
I love that. I love
You
that.
got them at what? 9?
Number 9.
I
That's
love you got
2-3.
them in the top 10. Respect.
They're playing. The defense is ridiculous, and they're playing well on offense.
I might dispute that as you're going further, because I might want them
I might
to
have
bump
Green
them
Bay
up.
ahead of them, but we'll see. We'll see.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Number 8, Minnesota Vikings stayed the same. They're 7-2, but they won 12-6. So
12-7.
12-7, yeah.
Okay.
Against Mac
So
Jones.
I might swap the Chargers with them. No?
Well, they're 1-7-2, 1-6-3, I believe.
Yeah.
They could go either way.
Yeah.
But it's apples and oranges
Yeah.
at that point. But really,
Minnesota seems like they're steadily starting to slowly show who they really are in my eyes. I
I
don't
thought
know.
I said that last week.
You did. You did.
Sam Darnold, first 8 weeks, 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
Last 2 weeks, 5 interceptions.
Boom.
They are who we thought they were.
Pumpkin time.
But
A little after Halloween.
We were watching the stats on that game, and I was like, "Yo, Mac Jones starting off fire." He was like 5 for 6 for 40-something yards,
Yeah.
and he ran. I think he ran in for a touchdown.
Yep.
And then
And
the
then
rest of the
that
game,
was
I
it.
think he had 30 yards.
1 yard.
passing.
Yeah, 1 more yard.
So bad.
Ridiculous.
He's so bad. Ugh.
I saw Mac Jones like posted a picture of himself in like a whited out Jaguars uniform in front of like this older like white Alfa Romeo or something like that, and like all I could think about was like, I wish I could jump in a mud puddle and ruin this kid's day. You ruined all my Sundays for a year, and you're over here in your white pants acting like you're doing something. Get out of here, McCorkle.
Oh, I forgot to mention a little fact. But the reason why I took the Texans off the list, besides the injuries, they lost to Detroit, who Jared Goff threw 5 picks.
Yeah. All right.
5 picks.
Okay.
And that's why I had to take him off. That was the thing.
To blow that game at home's bad.
Yeah.
They lost their mojo in Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. You're not going to be happy with number 7 because I moved them down a spot just the way things shook out. The Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles.
Now,
They beat-
now I got a problem.
They beat the special ed Cowboys.
Now I got a problem. That ain't our fault. That's not our fault.
I'm
That is
just
not
not
our
going to
fault.
give you more. I'm just not going to give you more credit for beating the Cowboys.
I can't rock with you
Eagles
on
are
that.
7-2, right?
Well,
Yes.
they're
Yeah,
7-2.
Yes.
They have a guy that hurdles people backwards.
Yes. Come on, Daddy.
They're number one.
AJ Brown,
They're number
Devontae
one.
Smith. They're so stupid.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Who you got? I'm not rocking with that, but go ahead.
Dropping 3 spots. I have is it 2 spots? The Commanders at number 6
It's fine.
That's how you're gonna do me.
because they.
That's how you're
all
gonna
right.
do me. And the Commanders lost to Pittsburgh this week.
Yeah,
By 1 point.
By 1 point, they're a team that's
No,
much
man,
better than
no.
my team.
I have a
You
feeling.
gotta give me Philly.
I have a
over
feeling we're
the
about to hear the
Commanders.
Steelers in a second too.
Oh my goodness! Come on, Daddy.
Right above them, number 5 is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I had
They're
a feeling.
they're
I had a
7-2.
Get him
feeling.
off the set. Come on, Daddy. How you gonna do me like that?
You lost to a 3-win Cowboy team. They lost by 1 point to
Oh,
a
my
7-2 Steelers team.
man.
Come on,
Show me
now.
what you've done lately.
Exactly. Come
That's-
on,
Cooper
Daddy.
Rush.
Cooper Rush.
Really?
That's what was lately.
Come on, come on.
He
All right,
threw
go ahead.
20.
Go ahead.
He threw 45. Or no, what was it? 23 times for 45 yards. That's
Yo, you got my blood pressure going up over
I'm
here,
sorry, I'm
Daddy.
sorry.
Come on, man.
So you think you should move up above the Commanders?
I think we should move up above the Commanders just on principle, man. Like the Eagles.
Not on merit.
we're
principle.
gonna
The
get to
comma-
decide this in 2 days.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna see what it is.
Yep.
We're gonna
I
see
can't
what
wait
it
for
is.
that game.
The better team to me is Philly.
Oh, I disagree.
Really?
I disagree.
Defensively too. No.
Ooh.
No.
Have you been watching the NFL?
Go ahead,
you've been.
go ahead.
See, you love these teams that just barely win.
Go ahead.
Anyway,
You did,
We'll
you
get
did.
into that.
Going up a spot. It's number 4, the Baltimore Ravens. I had them at
What?
5 last week. 7-3.
Baltimore is a strong team. They're one of the top 4 teams for sure.
They should have
100%.
lost that Bengals game though.
You know what?
Bengals
they
are a
could-
good
yeah.
team though. Bengals are.
You know what's a damning statistic of about the Ravens going forward? I think like for the last 5 years, the worst game that Lamar Jackson's played in that entire season has been the playoff game.
He has 26 touchdowns, 2
It's like they
interceptions
blow,
right
they,
now.
yeah, but he finds a way to blow it in the big
In the
game.
big
The
Oh, I
big
agree,
game,
I
he's
agree.
not
He's
his
he's
worst
not that
football.
guy.
Like I love the Ravens. I think are my favorite team to watch right now.
He's
not
but it's
that
like I'm
guy.
very, very concerned.
When it push comes to shove, he's not that guy.
But
We'll see.
But for power rankings right now,
We
they're
have.
100%
He's
a top
saying
4
that
team.
we have seen it. He's not that guy.
It doesn't matter where that's a postseason. This is an in-season power
This is
ranking.
right now. Yeah.
And he might win his 3rd MVP.
And
All right.
I was telling them, I showed this the
We don't
crazy
care
thing.
about MVPs after a while.
Yeah.
We just don't. But go ahead, Pete.
The crazy thing about that game that we're going because it's last Thursday. Burrow in the 2 games against the Ravens this year, 820 yards, 9 touchdowns. And Jamar Chase, 21 catches, 457 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Stupid
in
numbers.
2 games.
And they lost
Stupid.
both.
And
yeah,
they
and they
lost.
lost both games.
It's crazy.
Jamar Chase had a great quote after they asked him if he was open on the 2-pointer. He goes, "I'm always open."
especially against that team.
That's
Yeah.
dope. But go ahead.
Great quote.
All right,
Great
in the
quote.
top three, number 3, the
Did you
Buffalo
do 4?
Bills.
Who was 4?
4 was the Ravens. That's what we were just talking
okay, Go ahead.
about. Buffalo Bills, number 3, 8-2.
I would argue having the Ravens over the Bills because the Ravens
I'm with
destroyed
him.
the Bills on Sunday Night
I'm with him
Football.
on that
Like
one. I'm with him.
hook, line, and sinker.
I'm rocking
but
with you.
the Bills are up there as one of the best teams.
I feel the Bills are inconsistent like the Ravens
Yeah.
I'm rocking with him. I
because
think you
they'll
can
look
swap those two.
like world beaters and then they'll struggle with a team they shouldn't.
You can swap those two.
They do play. Yeah, the weirdest loss on the year is the Ravens losing to the Raiders in Week 2.
Yeah.
For sure. But when push comes to shove, if the Ravens get a lead, they're almost untouchable. It's
Right,
so
and-
stupid how good they are with a lead.
And the reason I got the Bills too is they haven't even started using Amari Cooper yet. He's been hurt.
Yeah, hurt.
So once they get him integrated,
They'll be dangerous.
and then me and Cooper are going at it every week.
We're gonna be
about
Who's
the
that
one
number
and the
two? Who's that
We're
number
gonna
2?
beat
Number 2 is the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's correct.
I disagree.
That's correct.
I disagree.
I
disagree.
know you do.
I don't even care how they won this week
You
with the field goal thing.
Which team?
Kansas City.
I was gonna say Detroit just won.
Detroit did too. If you really want to be technical,
Right.
Detroit was out of that game.
Detroit threw 5 interceptions and still won.
Down 23-7 at the half against a top 10 team, came back and won
Okay.
in their home field.
But
Respectable.
here's how I rock. Until you knock me off, it is what it is.
I'm getting 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers vibes on this current Chiefs team.
It just-
You remember that team?
Yeah.
They went like 12-0 and,
And then
were
fell
the big.
apart.
They were on fraud watch
Do
forever.
you
They
think
fell
that?
apart.
Oh, so
Yep.
you're saying Kansas City's on fraud watch?
I'm saying
Don't do that.
I can't do that because
Don't do that.
there's
No,
because
factors
they-
outside
they-
of my control.
They won,
that
but I
help the
understand what
Chiefs.
you're saying. That
Yeah.
if they started losing games,
Yeah,
you wouldn't be surprised.
exactly.
Because every game they win is barely a win.
Like-
every game's close.
If the Chiefs lose 3 games
I
in
don't
a
know
row,
how
I
many
wouldn't be
times
surprised.
I
If the
gotta-
Lions lose three
How
games in a
many-
row, I'd be surprised.
I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this, what they're doing to you guys. It's the Patriots all over again. The regular season, okay.
No.
Well, I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you what it is.
You forget though, those days with Brady, he covered spreads like nobody's business. They dominated teams. They didn't barely
Well,
win
with
games
with
like
the
that.
year that Moss came, I'll give you that. But
Yeah,
if
well,
you
Moss-
remember the old Patriots, they were winning by Vinatieri. Weren't they not?
Yeah,
Gostowski. They were winning
The,
by...
fir- the
They
first
were
dynasty
winning.
is all about
104,
field
yeah,
goals
yeah.
and defense, my man.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but here's what I'm gonna say. When it came time to show out, playoffs in the Super Bowl, they were a different animal. This is what Kansas City's doing to you.
To counter your point, though, those offensive juggernaut Patriots have no rings to show
give you that,
for
I'll
what
give
they
you that.
put out in the regular season. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you that it's just this team is
This
just
is
waiting to make the
smoking, man.
playoffs.
They're just
like,
waiting.
who cares about
They're
the regular
just
season?
toying. Here's the thing. They're toying with you.
They're not
barely-
toying. They're not
Okay.
toying.
They should be.
Toying
They
is-
should be more like the Colts, where they don't mind losing that game.
Yeah.
Like, just get the pressure of the undefeated season off your back. Like, that's not worth it at the end of the day. The three-peat is really where
Yes.
the money and the history and the longevity on your name
Okay.
lays. Like,
I'm not a big
Go ahead.
hypothetical person, but
Me neither, but go ahead.
imagine if the Chiefs had the Ravens defense right now. They're probably 5-4.
Okay.
So you got to look at it like that. And if the Ravens had the Chiefs defense, they're probably going to go 19-0 this year.
Lamar had a chance to beat them the first week. He
Like,
did.
Yeah.
That's week one.
He did.
Early in the
yeah, that's the
Okay.
first preseason
So-
game.
Weird
listen,
stuff.
yeah,
With
especially
no,
now.
And we
Okay.
went over the no preseason.
The same way you guys argue it the opposite way. These teams have the Chiefs on the ropes. For whatever reason, they can't close them out. Why? Why
That's
is
the
it?
Tiger Woods effect.
That
They
game-
just
that game
crumble,
was
like-
over.
You have them beat.
Denver
Oh,
did everything they needed to do
Exactly.
to beat them.
So for whatever-
and there was a field goal.
Exactly.
What's the
It's
the
part of it.
conspiracy theory though is like about how the whole right side of that line collapses on that block. Like, we got to go back and watch that in slow mo and see if there's like some government satellites interfering with
All right,
something. 'Cause
So you're saying Detroit number one.
Yes.
You're saying Detroit number one.
dude, if you asked me to do the rankings, I would have put the Ravens at 1.
Why?
Just because because I don't know, I'm not taking into account just this week. I'm saying like who I think
season.
has the best chance, whose team is the most well-rounded enough and can play in the playoffs in the cold weather and all this. Like, I think their attack
think that's
But
100% what Detroit is.
Is a lot better. And I have trouble like I don't know, like I just haven't seen Dan. What's the guy's name?
Dan Quinn.
Dan.
No,
No,
not
not
Dan
Dan
Campbell.
Quinn.
Dan
Dan
Campbell.
Campbell.
Dan
Yeah,
Campbell.
like he's almost on that borderline of like Russell Wilson, like.
He's impulsive.
He's a gambler.
He is a gambler.
Not that. He's always talking to his team like, I'm doing this for you guys.
Yeah,
like he's
yeah.
always on
Like
like
the
brink
corniness, the
of
corniness
crying.
of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I would just,
Well,
I
that
would
would
have,
be Nick Sirianni.
I would have had enough
That
of
would be
it.
Nick
by now.
Sirianni.
I think it works for Detroit, though.
Low key, Nick Sirianni kind of reminds me of that guy Scott Disick.
Oh, wow.
Like you got like a Kardashian running the team.
But
you know what I mean?
he
Like,
can't get a Kardashian.
That's where I disagree. That's all.
The Lions, again, they made it to the NFC Championship game last year. It's not like they've come out of
Right.
nowhere. Like,
Bro, the worst bet that I never took in my entire life. I had this bartender that I work with. He doesn't know shit about football. He's telling me that he's figured out what the media narrative is, and he's aggressively trying to bet me $200 that Detroit is going to beat San Francisco. And I was like, you know what, man? You don't know enough about football for me to take your money like this. And he kept being like a prick about it. You know what I mean? I was like this close to being like, yo, I
Give me
should.
the money.
Yeah.
Give me the money.
Put
Give
the
me
bet
money.
down. Put the bet down.
Yeah.
You want to do some quick picks and we get out of here?
We're gonna, and this week should shuffle up a lot of stuff in the top 10
Okay.
because there's a lot of big boy games this week.
About time.
Bengals versus the Chargers.
Ooh,
Sunday night game, right?
that's a big
Yeah, I
boy
believe
game.
so, yeah.
Yeah. That's in L.A.?
Yeah.
I got Bengals.
Yeah, the way the Bengals are playing, I don't even think I'm not even thinking twice about that.
I got Bengals.
That's a great Bengals offense. It's against a great Chargers defense.
Bosa. Who you got, J-Mo?
The Chargers are number one in time of possession. I think they limit the opportunities that Bengals get on offense.
This guy's like analytics. He's like breaking it down.
And I think the Chargers win that game.
Okay.
I'll go.
I think they're the
The
better
Bengals seem snake bitten this year.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
So yeah, I'll go with the
They
Chargers.
got to come out of it sooner or later, though, no?
It's now or never.
If
now.
the Chiefs can
If
keep ended up on the winning end of this, maybe the Bengals are going to keep ending up on the
On the
losing.
losing side.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, okay.
I like that game, though. That's a good game.
Another division: Seahawks versus the Niners. Fighting for that division. The Niners starting to get back together.
They're starting to get healthy.
They got CMC
What did
coming
McCaffrey
back.
do? What did
and
he
you
do?
got
He
DK
had
Metcalf
13
in questionable territory. Like
What did he do?
He had 13 carries, 39 yards, so nothing much.
But
And
he
then
did some
he had
receiving out
catches.
the
He had some
backfield.
catches. Yeah. So he was okay. He
I
looked
just think they
bad,
have
but-
Seattle's number, though. No?
So
They're like the big brother.
they're gonna be
They're
missing
like the
Ayuk
big
for the
brother
rest
in
of
that
the year.
division.
I can't figure out that division, to be honest. So
I do feel like it's San Fran's, though, no?
You kind of have to give it to them, even though they're not on top.
So when my instincts say bet San Fran, I'm gonna pick Seattle.
Okay.
It just the division makes no sense to me. I thought the Rams were gonna beat the Dolphins. I thought the Cardinals were gonna fall back, and now they've been playing well. I have no idea how to pick games in that division.
I'm taking San Fran.
I'll be by
San
my
Fran's at home. I'll go San Fran.
Yeah, I got to take San Fran as
I'll
well.
be on my own island on this. I get it. It makes no sense. This is the makes no sense, but they'll win game
Okay.
for me.
If
Seattle.
Geno Smith is saying that he don't write back again, you know, be all right.
Big AFC battle: the Ravens against the Steelers. We're gonna see.
Love this game.
This is different now. If you told me this a couple weeks ago, I would have been like, yeah.
Yeah.
This is like Pittsburgh's a good team.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
They're usually always field goal
Tomlin.
games
So
too.
we're talking about the coaches that should get fired. Tomlin gets the most out of the least, I think, out of any coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike
Where
Tom-
they at?
Mike Tomlin been looking
in-
like
it's in
that guy
Baltimore,
that
right?
pops his eyes out of his sockets for like 15 years now. He's just like,
Yeah.
It's in Baltimore, right?
It is?
It says Ravens versus Steelers.
Versus, so it's probably in Baltimore.
I want to see.
don't they list the visitor first? Isn't that how it goes?
Yeah, I
Well,
think
it would
so.
say at Steelers.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
I got.
I don't think it matters where it's at. I'm going with Baltimore.
I have Baltimore for this one because if they want a shot at the division, they have to win this game. So
Who you got?
Steelers are home.
I still like Baltimore.
They always play division game. They always play each other tough.
Bloodbath.
Yeah.
It's a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I love that
I'll
game,
go with the
though.
home team with the Steelers.
Wow. All right.
I'm gonna go with Steelers too.
Wow. Wow.
Just to
All right.
so have 2 Steelers and then 2 Ravens.
This is where Baltimore shows why they're probably a top 2-3 team in the league.
Well, he had to take the Ravens because he had them number 1 on the power rankings.
Yeah.
So,
I've taken the Ravens in any matchup.
wow.
Like, who's the team that's going to play them that you don't have to think about that?
I rock
Like,
with you.
That's fair. That's fair.
I rock with you. I
But
rock
they've
with
blown some games they should have
They've
won.
blown a lot of games too, but I feel like playoff experience does go a long way. So like Lamar's also he also has quite a
He's
bit
been
of
there.
history to look
Yeah.
back and learn from.
They
as
didn't
well,
have Derrick
so-
Henry.
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that's the difference
will
maker
help.
this year.
You don't have to rely on
Yeah.
him.
All right.
Chiefs versus the Bills.
Oh,
That
what a
game too this
We
week?
got games.
Where am I going to
Yeah,
be
I
at?
told you.
Everybody's
got to
come here. We got to show up here.
I got to
spot.
be somewhere.
You might be here.
I might be at our spot. 562 Newport Avenue in Pawtucket.
I'm gonna be at Gillette or else I
Come
would
on,
come
Daddy. This is crazy. You got to post up. These games are serious. And they have serious implications, too, I
Yeah.
feel. Wow.
He wasn't burying the lead. Paul was serious about that.
This is
I
dope.
kept doing like usually there's a lot of mismatches and there are, but the big games are big games
These
this
are
week.
big boy games. Go ahead, Daddy. Oh, did we pick? Who
No.
did
No,
we
we
pick?
didn't pick.
I'm getting carried
You
away.
just- you're all flustered.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah. You think about those lemon pepper wings?
Here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stick true to what I said. Until they get knocked off, I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking Chiefs.
This is where the Bills take their O.
This is at Buffalo. I'm just telling you
I'm
now.
taking the
This-
Chiefs
this-
until they get, and they're going to prove it again for me.
Win probability right now is 55 to 44 Bills.
No Keon Coleman though for the Bills.
I'm still
He's a
taking
good young
Chiefs.
rookie receiver, but
I'm
Cooper
taking the
should be.
I'm
back.
taking the Chiefs. I don't care.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm on the Bills. If they're gonna win this is the classic Bills win the regular season matchup, but when they face them in the postseason,
They
they'll
get
lose.
smacked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I'll
But
go-
you're like, we're sitting here, right? We just stated that like the Bills. Well, wait till we see what happens when Amari Cooper comes into the mix. It's like, well, we've already been sprinkling DeAndre Hopkins into the mix for
And
2
he looks,
games now, and he's
looks,
gotten better every
yes,
time. So
he
it's
looks,
like
he looks like old
the,
D-Hop.
the Chiefs, the first 4 games of the season with Rashae Rice, their offense was a lot more potent.
It was
so
more.
like, if you
Chief-
found a way to replace that.
Chiefs scored
Production.
16 points last week. It's D-Hop's helps, but they still don't seem to be able to click on offense.
Amari Cooper's in his prime. D-Hop
But-
is past his prime.
The
But
Hunt, they got the
Cooper's-
Hunt
who-
cat there too, right?
Kareem Hunt,
They
yeah.
brought him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be all right. We'll see.
That's what might be missing from the Bengals. You know, you need a running back with some domestic violence in his
That's what I was
repertoire
asking. I was
to
asking him
really
about
go on a
Mixon.
Super
I
Bowl
didn't know
run.
Mixon
I
was
mean, they
on
had Joe
the
Mixon.
Texans.
Yeah, Mixon's on the Texans. They
Yeah, I
never
didn't
should
even
let
know
him
that.
go.
They shouldn't have let him go.
Chase Brown's having a good season for
Yeah, I
him.
like Chase Brown. Good. Yeah.
But go ahead. I know you got
Wait, who
another
do you,
game
who
on
do you
the
got? Paul, who
One
do you
more-
have in that game? You didn't pick.
Yeah, I thought he said Bills.
Oh, you got the Bills. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
I know you got
They're
one
they're
more.
home too, so.
I know you got one more shot to shoot.
And I like Jameson's winning the regular season and losing the postseason thing.
Classic Bills.
The battle for the NFC East. Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Dun, 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 dun. And Jalen Hurts came out. You know what it is, baby. You know what it is. You hear that in the background? Yes, that's Jalen Hurts cooking. He's cooking nice.
Is he?
He's cooking. He's
he?
cooking.
Does
And he's going to serve it up nicely Thursday night. That's right, Daddy. Eagles, baby. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Let me hear something. Let me hear something. You hear the guy? He's sizzling in the back.
Mac.
You can hear him. He cooking.
Yo,
Cooking. That's what Jalen Hurts is going to do. He's
Not
going to
gonna-
welcome
not-
that rookie to the league. He's going to be like, welcome to the league. Let's go.
listen. You know Jalen Hurts ain't that dude, right? You know you hyping him up, but you know deep down inside he ain't that dude.
He is the dude. He is the dude. Go ahead. Let me hear
All
something.
I know is I don't think the Washington Commanders are going to be throwing the ball on the field like the Cowboys did.
Okay.
Just fumble after fumble.
I'll give you
interceptions.
that. I'll give you that.
I gotta go. I'm going to go with the Commanders just because I hate on the Eagles.
Of course you do. Of course you do. I would expect nothing less. I can feel it. Your back is getting on me. Get that off me. Get that hate off me. Next thing you know, I'm hating. You know what I mean? Come on, give me something, Daddy. Who you
I'll
got?
go last on this one.
Who you got?
Bro, you know who I got. Taking the Commanders. I'm putting on my pig nose. I'm dressing up like a woman.
You're still sour about that Super Bowl,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Forever.
I'm gonna come with a take here.
I've been hating on Philly for a while though. Like
Wow, now.
ever since I was like a little kid when hockey was my main thing, Eric Lindros and the Philadelphia Flyers, scram. Scram. Bunch of bums.
I think.
Go ahead, Jay.
I think this could be the time where Washington wins by 21 points against the Eagles and blows them out. I think this could be a blowout.
Cooking. He's
I
cooking.
think this could happen.
I like this
Where you
guy. I
grabbing
like this
that
guy.
from?
I don't know how Philly stops Washington's offense. Even the Steelers, who have a top five defense, they still put up 27, no problem. Like,
So Philly's not doing anything on it with their offense.
I think it could be like 31-14, maybe 35-17, something like that. I don't know. I just don't see him keeping up with Jaden. I think this is the time where Jaden shows out. In front of everyone.
banned.
I'm just like, if I'm wrong, don't invite me back. But
No, that would never.
If you're right, he's not going to.
If you're wrong, you definitely.
I gotta own it. I'll own it. I'll own it.
better
You
come
might have to do the next pod in an Eagles jersey.
exactly, son.
We can put a wager on it. I don't know, whatever you want.
21 points, you're saying?
Well, no. Well, I mean, I can't do 1-for-1 value on that, but I have a feeling like this is.
It won't be close.
Dan Quinn knows your team, too.
It's still a division game at the end of the day.
That Washington defense has really stepped up over the last few weeks. Eagles, just one of those teams I don't trust. They've been playing.
Smoke and mirrors.
They just played Jacksonville. They just played Dallas with no Dak, and just
Okay.
I just if they show out and play a close game or they win, then I will say I was wrong about the Eagles. They're a top team. But if they do what I think they're gonna do, that power rankings might have to change up a little bit. Just saying.
All right. I respect your
My
opinion.
only problem with Washington really is that like Dan Quinn is the defensive mastermind behind. He was Seattle's defensive coordinator when the Patriots came back with the Malcolm Butler play,
Duff.
right? And then he was, believe he was
Atlanta.
Atlanta's defensive coordinator
Duff
when they
again.
came
He was the
back
head
from
coach.
Yes.
the head
He was the
coach
head coach.
from
He's-
28-3.
a Duff.
So I feel like is he like the coach from the Water Boy where he's
Duff.
like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I hope
No,
that
he might.
you know, like
see, I might go with Jameson's playoff thing. He might be bad in the playoffs because the Cowboys' defense against Green Bay last year was horrific.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll take him regular season all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs,
But when push comes to
he
shove,
needs a special assistant.
yeah.
Yeah. What they're doing in Washington is impressive on offense with Cliff Kingsbury. Like, that's a fast offense. Jaden's finding the open guy right away and not taking hits, running when he's got to. Even if they don't get Brian Robinson back on Thursday, Eckler's been solid for them. So I like them consistently to move the ball. Yeah.
Well, that's the what game is that? Oh the Cowboys on Monday night game. I thought it was.
that's a
later.
Thursday
Yeah.
night game. That
Yeah.
Eagles game.
Yeah.
That's in a couple nights. We're gonna know the truth right away.
We'll find out real quick. I'll get a text. I'll find out real quick.
And even if Washington wins, it's gonna be this. They're gonna have the same record, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
No,
'Cause the
Washington will go
Eagles-
to 4 losses.
I'm saying if they win, right? If Washington
Oh,
wins,
if Washington wins. Yeah, because they'll both. Yeah,
because
yeah,
the Eagles,
they'll
I
both
think,
have 3.
played one less game or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
No, because Washington would have played one more because they're by
Exactly.
week 14 or
All right.
whatever. Yeah, because
What else you got, Daddy?
Those are the game. You want more?
Let's go.
As Wong said in Infinity War, you want more?
Thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate everybody's input.
It's always fun.
Yo, you're doing an episode today?
Yeah.
When do you post it? You're posting it. You post it the same
I
day,
think usually Fridays.
or you do it today and then you post it on a Friday?
We post on Friday. Typically, we don't have like a standard recording day. It's whenever we can fit it in.
All right. Y'all gotta check my man out. Touching Tips. Is that what it says on YouTube? What is
Touching
it?
Tips with Wilkie and Brennan.
Okay. Type that into the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
You know, check them out.
Good episode.
I've been watching. I just want to let you know. I know I don't say nothing, but I've been watching.
We got to get you on, my man. We need the Coop's perspective on the industry.
You don't want that perspective. I don't think people want to know.
You don't want to know what I've done in the water boiler room at the TGI Fridays.
They'll be like, yo, we were cooking on that. You got any last words, man? Anybody? Come on, man. Come with it.
Come down and check them out at our spot, especially during the games.
Yes, come through our spot. P, what do we usually say? What do you say about this
Like,
time?
share, subscribe, comment.
What he said. Episode 61's in the books.
Peace.
Nate Newton, peace.
Moving weight.